And now we do the thing.
All right. A.
B.
C. All right.
D.
Why would you say D?
Where did D come from?
Yeah. And then you go E, F, G, H, I.
We just need the first
That way
three.
there's.
We're not doing the whole alphabet here.
We could.
Anyways, hello. It's been a rollicking 2 years since the last one, but we're back. We're back in action with all the angles. I'm your
Episode
host.
2.
Episode 2. It's me,
Took us
Tyler. I'm here with the boys, Zero and Sly.
Hello.
That one was Sly. I'm Zero.
That was yes. Probably should have went 0 than me, but you know.
We're not
Close
professionals.
Nope.
So, what are we here to talk about?
Sly, would you
Well-
like to cover it or should I?
I mean, I don't have the document up, so you cover
Well,
0.
the 4 of you who will watch this video, today is the long-awaited Persona 4 discussion.
Yeah, Persona
Super
4.
on time.
A little bit
not late at all.
I mean,
It
is it
might
ever
be a
too
little
late for
late.
Persona 4? I don't think it
No,
is.
but hey, man, we've had an eventful 2 years. You know, I'm pretty.
That's
Can't wait to
true.
do P5.
I'm
2 years
pretty
after the
sure
Royal.
we did Persona 3 before I almost died.
Maybe?
It's unclear.
And you died
We'll
right
look it
after.
up later. We'll fact check, but not right
Well,
now. Who has time
Was
to
I
fact
in
check?
college? I think I was in college when we did Persona 3.
I think you were.
You were.
Oof.
Sly was 12 years old.
I'm still 12 years old.
It's true, you are.
I might have went back 2 years. So I'm 10 now.
You regressed. Nice. Get that tag on. No, never mind. Anyway,
one-
Persona 4, boys.
We're here.
Good game.
The one
Great game.
person who watched it last time, being me, will remember that last time I didn't have a lot to say about Persona 3. But Persona 4, I could talk about Persona 4, I guess.
You could talk about it for a long while.
You actually played it this time.
Well, I played Golden.
That's
That
true.
counts.
That's
that counts.
true. Yep. I think Zero's the only one who's played. You played Vanilla to completion, right?
You bet I did.
Okay. So I think you're the only one who's finished Vanilla. I played the first
Mhm.
dungeon of Vanilla back then, but
I've played
I've-
Vanilla Persona 4 several times.
I own Vanilla Persona 4 on the PS3. But that's about it.
Doesn't
Yeah.
count.
I looked at the title
I
screen. I
said so.
basically beat the game.
yeah.
Look, as far as
I played-
as far as these 3 people right here are concerned, I am the supreme being because I have it on my shelf.
Yeah.
I also
I
have
used
2
to have the
versions of
soundtrack.
Persona 3 despite not liking the game very much.
I think I have played Golden about 3 times. So, Zero, and you've played it. You played Golden like 3 times in Vanilla, so you're probably the most familiar with it here.
I would say bare minimum 500 hours in Persona 4. With
I
the
played Persona
versions
4
combined.
Golden about 4 or 5 times.
Mm.
It's just a
I didn't
good
have a
video
lot of
game.
friends back in the day, so I had nothing better to do than play Persona 4.
Yeah, I played Persona 4 Golden like right at the end of high school.
Oh, so
Same.
you relate.
Yeah, I was a little late. I finished Golden. Actually, no. I played it my junior year of high school, but I played it and beat it like the month before P5 was revealed. So that's kind of the time frame we're working with. I beat that game in 3 weeks, so I was really proud of myself at the time.
I thought you
even
said
though-
release, and I was like, yo, what? But then
I-
I heard, then my brain was like, oh, revealed. So you had a
Yeah,
good few
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I played Golden throughout my senior year on my Vita in high school. And I think I finished it like the second night I moved into college.
Mm.
I don't know why I'm nodding my head like, yeah, that sounds right. I mean,
We can't see it.
we were friends then.
We were.
So like,
That's true.
I'm sure I knew. I just forgot.
Yeah.
Persona 4, very good game.
Excellent.
the craziest leap in quality between 3 and 4.
That's true.
And that's objective. Fight me, Persona 3 nerds.
Objective. I think I'm still I think I'm still probably the only one here who still kind of likes Persona 3, but
I like a lot of Persona 3, but objectively it's a worse package.
I like some of the characters.
I'm
Yuko.
I'm a big fan of all 3 modern Persona games, but I do generally think that in terms of, well, definitely in terms of gameplay, P4 is a pretty huge leap. I think even P3 fans typically admit that, yeah, them dropping the, at least giving the option of having player commands, or just what does Persona 4 call it? Just
direct command.
Just letting you be able to control the party members. That was actually a good improvement.
You don't have to watch your AI spam moves that aren't going to work anymore.
Not sure what they thought they'd ever want to.
You can do it
just
yourself
let the AI
if you forget
do
what
whatever
things
you
are weak
want.
to.
Yeah, not having to worry about micromanaging the wheel. So that is definitely one really nice thing. And I mean, I think the dungeons have at least a little bit of a semi-structure thing to them, because they have like a mix between some of the randomly generated floors and a couple of structured design ones. So I think that's a little bit of progression, I'd say, because I'm not the biggest fan of the randomly generated floors, but and even in Persona 4, I think the dungeons end up being a little bit too short. But overall, I end up enjoying the overall gameplay loop quite a good bit more, because, well, the battles are actually are in my control, so that definitely makes it.
It didn't
more
deviate
fun.
too much from Persona 3. But it deviated enough that it's like, okay, this isn't a slog.
The tile sets of each dungeon are just more interesting, even if they're random, than whatever the hell Tartarus was doing.
They're not just recolors of each other.
The Rainbow Roadblock, that was my favorite.
Agreed. Keep it down out there. How do you boys feel about the story of Persona 4?
I think it's very well done.
I think it's pretty good. Overall, I think it does a better job hooking the player in and kind of keeping them interested throughout the months, because I believe the last thing we said, or in the Persona 3 podcast, the one thing that we did bring up is that there's not a ton of interesting things going on in the overall plot. It's very much carried by its cast of characters, and if you don't really resonate with them, then Persona 3 story is not going to really offer you very much until I think around October, which was in that game, which was roughly a little bit over halfway through the game. And I think the overall structure of you go into a dungeon and be able to go in and help save them, and be able to see what kind of inner struggles that they're going for. I think it ends up creating a very character-focused story, but it's also interesting to watch. And
everybody loves a good mystery.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think the one shortcoming that I would say with Persona 4 with regards to how it handles the mystery is, and we're going to be getting into spoilers in this podcast, so if you haven't played the game, I would probably recommend stopping right now and going to play that right now. But the one thing I would say is a good murder mystery is typically very good about giving a few clues along throughout the story, just small little bits, so that people are constantly guessing. And that is one way I don't think Persona 4 does a good job with it, because after the second dungeon, where you learn that, okay, the killer is not just targeting women.
Spoilers, the killer's funky student.
You don't really learn that much until Naoto comes in, because I mean, the investigation team, I guess the idea is that they're just a bunch of teenagers, and, I guess it makes sense that they're not, that organized until you actually get in someone experienced, which that's
until
what
there's an
happens
actual cop here.
Yeah. But it does mean that closer to the end, you don't really gather that much evidence against the killer, which, is Adachi. And
it is? What?
Hold on.
Huh?
Wait a second. Who is it?
Adachi.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. And the first time through, I did not.
You sure? Because I could swear it was Nanako. She's real suspicious.
It's yeah. If you actually do go in and click Nanako, then you just go through all of the conceivable reasons why Nanako couldn't possibly do it. It's like, no, Nanako couldn't lift somebody and throw them in the TV. I always thought that was really funny.
I never did that.
Yeah, if you do choose Nanako, he will go through like a point-by-point bullet point reason why Nanako couldn't possibly be the killer.
A 15-page
So that's why
essay about why
Sister
Nanako
Complex
can't do it.
consume.
Yeah, that's where the sister complex comes from. But I did actually go in and see like some of the different alternate, like what he would say in response to that. And it's like Dojima. He goes in and says it's like it's possible that it could have been him since he had the opportunity to do it with those specific victims, but based on the reaction that he had to Nanako, it's highly unlikely. Just something like that. But basically, the one thing that I didn't really like is close to the end, Adachi you only really catch him because he slips on his own words, not because you actually gathered evidence or outwitted him or made him say something incriminating. Or they kind of did, but he didn't outwit them to the point where he is like, oh shoot, they got me. It's just they kind of piled on pressure and just said a bunch of things that they couldn't back up. So if Adachi just kind of kept quiet, then Adachi would have been okay.
He worked himself into a shoot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that part of the murder mystery I didn't really care for too much, but, I think outside of that, it's very entertaining. It is a very, the cast is just really, really great, and so I'm entertained throughout with all the various events that they have, and, I just really grew to love the characters as a result of those dungeons giving a close examination of the characters. So overall, even though I think it has a few shortcomings, I still really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. The cast of characters is gonna be a real tipping point when people consider it their favorite.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, they have the best group dynamic of any Persona game. They feel like a real group of friends.
I really agree with that, and I think a lot of that does have to do with the fact that it's like they're really confronting a lot of their own inner problems because and this is something that a lot of people don't really talk about too much. A lot of people say, oh, Persona 4 is about the truth. I always interpreted that Persona 4 is about self-awareness and trying to be able to understand your own personal flaws and limitations and trying to be able to work past them. I think that is a huge theme with Persona 4. And that's what makes it probably, in terms of theming, the most relatable Persona game because...
Absolutely.
Yeah. It made me really actually even do a little bit of self-examination for myself, and
Same.
I don't know, I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
And you'll hear a lot of people say the same thing. That Persona 4 will change the way you look at yourself.
Yeah.
And
I think
good on them for that.
Yeah. I think it just encourages people to, just really think on that subject, and I think that's really good of the developers to make a theme that is so personable.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely plays to Persona 4's strengths.
It just makes people, question what their flaws are and kind of pursue their true self, as one would say.
Yeah.
Wow, that seemed like a segue, Tyler. How about that Persona 4 music?
Oh man, let me tell you something. That music slaps, dog.
It's got a few bangers.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty lit.
I found myself listening to a lot of the tracks before this podcast, like even some pieces that a lot of people don't talk about, like The Almighty is one of my actual favorite boss themes.
It's very good.
Yeah. There's a lot of great tracks in that one.
Even if you don't like Backside of the TV when you first hear it, you're gonna start liking it because of how much you hear it.
That's true.
And if not, almost everyone I know likes the P4D remix, which is amazing.
One of the best pieces of Persona music.
Oh yeah, for sure. Lots of great pieces.
I'm
trying to think of.
Really like the opening theme. Really
Yeah.
like,
Pursuing My True Self.
yeah, and
Shadow
Shadow
World's
World.
better.
Yeah, I like Shadow World more, but mostly because I played that
Um,
one more.
I think it's because
really?
Shadow World, even if it's just slightly, fits Persona 4 as a game better.
Mm.
Just slightly,
Well-
like maybe 0.5%.
Yeah, well, it's
I like
actually
that.
interesting because I hear a
But
lot of hate
Pursuing
for
My True Self is kind of on the nose.
Mm. I know a lot of people feel like Shadow World, it's like, oh, it's too happy and joyful and it doesn't reflect some of the darker moments of Persona 4. I think what they were going for with Shadow World is the tone of that song kind of reflects the tone of a lot of the new content, which a lot of the new content, like the the beach episode and stuff like that, it's very much trying to show this is a fun, entertaining, little romp with all your favorite characters. Or,
This is
just
these new events are these children being children. They don't
Yeah,
have to worry
yeah.
about this murder mystery when they're at the beach or skiing or what have
yeah.
you. They're
So
just
that's how I
being
always-
teens.
That rocking
Yeah, yeah.
harmonica at the start.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still I know some people. I've heard a lot of mixed reactions. I still really enjoy the song, and I think it does reflect that kind of new tone that a lot of these events are going for. Which, speaking of which, segue. What do you guys think of the new events in Golden?
Hold on now. I wasn't done with the music.
Hold on.
Sly.
Oh, okay. Back to the music.
I'm sorry. I wasn't done with the music, Sly.
I was just
Tyler, what do
thinking
you have to say
segue.
about the music?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm more of a lyrics focused kind of man. If you could call me a man.
I wouldn't, but go ahead.
But Persona, not just 4, not even 5 or 3 or the spin-offs, but they have a lot of instrumentals that I do enjoy, which is good.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Now, those extra events.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
Also,
we're going
one last note about the
Sure.
music. Don't listen to
Okay.
me about it, because I like wiping all out more than mass destruction, so my opinion is invalid.
Ooh. I like all of them.
I mean, still not better than the dorm theme, but,
It's the worst one, but thanks.
Oh, what? It's Darn Theme's great. I love the
No.
Darn Theme. Come on.
No, I'll die on this hill,
dorm theme
So
is
nice.
even if
great.
I have to kill myself for it.
It's very relaxing.
Is it relaxing? Is it
It
though?
is very relaxing.
I never felt relaxed listening to that.
I always feel relaxed. Always blasting it.
Anyway, how about those new events, huh?
Yeah, dude.
I like the skiing event quite a lot.
Ski trip is real good,
and-
and then it just
Who
kind
just-
of moves right along in the more
yeah,
plot.
yeah. I like that one, and I like the music event.
Mhm.
I think what's the one with where they're kind of hitting on all the girls of the new city. I mean, every modern Persona game has had that, and I mean, I don't find those kind of events funny, but it's whatever. I'm sure someone does. And the beach event was pretty standard. But I'm a little bit mixed on those ones. I don't think they add that much, but I generally do like the other two ones enough that I still feel like the new events were worth it. But
Yeah.
Most of the time it's mostly just fluff, and whether you think that that's okay or whether that's worth it. I think it was, but
Can't
know.
you
there's a lot of debate about that.
can't you pick who you ski with? Is that a thing?
I think so.
I want to
I
say it's
don't
been a
think so, no.
while.
I don't think so. You can be able to do. I know that if you have like the romantic partner, you can have an event after that. But no, there's not to my knowledge there isn't a option to pick who you ski with. But otherwise, I would have absolutely picked Rise because
I would have picked Naoto anyway. Actual best girl. No one picks Chie
I don't
because she
know about that.
smells. Man, we got to explain that. We don't hate Chie, we just don't like her as much compared to the other girls, so we rag on her because it's funny.
I've come around on Chie somewhat.
I never disliked Chie, but it's funny to rag on her. Mostly
in
because there
my-
was one guy we used to know who would get real mad about it.
That's true. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I've in my 3 playthroughs I romanced Rize, then Chie, then Naoto. Of those 3, I like Rize and Naoto the most. I never did Yukiko though. So if one of you did it, then you can talk about the romantic events. I really did like a lot of Naoto's romance stuff.
I romanced
I thought that her events were really well done.
everyone.
I have romanced Yukiko.
But I have not done any romantic events with anyone but Rise or Marie or Naoto.
Yukiko's romantic events are just, generally sweet.
Mm.
I didn't even want to romance
Oh, I did see her
Yukiko.
Valentine event, which that one was pretty nice.
But man,
Mostly
don't date everyone in Golden.
Nope.
You could do it in Vanilla, and no repercussions.
It's also
Don't do
funny
it in
as
Golden.
shit in P5, but in
Persona
P4
5
no, in
podcast
Golden.
coming December 2021.
2022. Has to be 2 years after.
You're right. We gotta play Royal first.
But they fucking guilt trip you in Golden. Holy
Man,
shit.
it hurts.
It does.
Like, no, I
They
didn't mean to
do.
hurt you. I just wanted to do the thing from Vanilla, please. I didn't want this.
I got guilty
I'm
enough
sorry.
rejecting Yukiko. Where I was like, I'm dating Marie. I'm not going to date you, Yukiko. It's fine. We can just be friends. And she's like, oh, okay.
I'm out.
And I was like,
She's
oh, let me
real
reload
sad.
my save.
Oh no, Tyler. You had to break their heart and
Good boy, Tyler.
Valentine's.
Look, it's not my fault. Maybe she should have been less sad about it.
She did guilt you.
Yes, it's Yukiko's fault.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the extra scenes are okay at best. Beach scene was
I think they're
decent.
above average.
It's just a standard beach scene. The kanji part was funny because he's naked, and no
'Cause he's
one
dumb.
likes that. Babe Hunt Part 3 or whatever. That's fun.
Part 2. Is it fun?
Is it?
Fun in the way that
I
I'm
mean,
sad
it had
about
humorous moments.
Yosuke's bike.
Rest in peace, baby boy.
F. Garbage man.
Anything bad happens to Yosuke, Tyler feels it in his heart. Tyler loves
Yosuke's my
Yosuke so
boy.
much. Tyler, why do you like Yosuke so much?
It's his traffic cones, dude.
It's his traffic cones. That's it?
He worked at the airport.
That's all he has.
He can dance pretty good, apparently.
He's
He's the best dancer.
objectively the best dancer.
That's pretty crazy.
Does anyone in P3 and P5 beat him?
I didn't play those games.
I haven't
But
even
you
bought
watched
those
them.
games.
I saw some dances, but I didn't play them.
I was just thinking that you
I was
you
just
had-
sitting
you
here
enjoyed the
thinking, wow,
conclusion.
most of these remixes aren't very good.
You're right about that.
And no, it doesn't matter if I did remember them because Yosuke's going to win.
Yep, that's true. That's
If
true.
you haven't played Persona 4 Dancing All Night, just take a minute, pause it, go on YouTube, search up Persona 4 Dancing All Night backside of the TV,
So good.
and just enjoy the song, watch Yosuke just kill it.
He's so good.
Yosuke's social link is good, at least, for the most part, despite the
Yeah.
Yep.
clashes with the story.
I
Wait.
just
Which clashes?
Because throughout, there are those moments in the story where Yosuke's like, hell yeah, let's go get some girls. And then you do his
No,
social link,
right.
he's like, man, I'm still sad about Saki real bad. Then you kick
It's
his
his
ass
way
on
of
the
coping.
riverbank.
I kind of wish that part was different, where you fight. I
Yeah.
just want to fight him, dude. Like turn-based battle.
Same.
No, not even turn-based, it just turns into a fighting game for that one scene.
Maybe in Persona 4 Golden too.
Electric Boogaloo.
I'm gonna talk to the guys up at Atlas.
The main party and the characters closer to you I think all have good social links. It's the random other people that aren't great.
They vary in quality. Some of them are quite good. I've really come around on I's social link.
I's great.
And that one gets a lot. That one gets
I
a
top
lot.
tier. I top tier. I top tier.
That
Die on that hill too.
I've seen her get a fair amount of backlash for her, but I actually did think that
That's
hers
'cause
was
she's a
actually
bitch,
something.
but
Yeah, but
Small as it may be, I has character development.
yeah, and she does grow quite a bit in that social link.
And she takes a hit for you.
that's true.
Yeah,
She's a tank.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I enjoyed her little character arc in that storyline. I think she is dealing with the real conflict, a real inner conflict that was born from a lot of people, just a lot of bullying, and I think that is something that a lot of people can relate with. And she
Hell yeah,
tried to
dude.
improve. She didn't really know what direction she should go, and by the end of the social link, she's a better person, and I actually really did enjoy that one. And I wish that kind of satisfying growth was, copied or at least reflected with Eri. What was her name? She was like
Eri,
the mom.
The mom.
Eri Minami? She's
Who
the worst.
I can't remember.
I hate her. So
She wanted
much.
her. She wanted her like stepson to like her or something.
Something like that.
And then there was something about fate excusing her being a bad parent. It's like, no, just try harder. Just a little harder. Let the kid watch his goddamn Featherman. You're
That's
being
definitely
a
one of the
bad
social
parent.
links I didn't like.
I
That and
could
like
barely
Shu.
remember much with that one. I didn't really enjoy that. That one.
Yeah, no one cares about Shu either.
Yeah, I was about to bring up the tutor kid.
If you're so smart, why do you need tutored, idiot? Oh, look, it's your birthday and you don't have any friends to celebrate. I wonder why.
Maybe because
There's a
you're
bunch
an
of
asshole.
teenagers to celebrate with you. You bullied some other kid or something? I don't know. I don't care about him. He sucks. Better
That's
than the
true.
mom, though.
There's Yumi,
I remember the
who is okay.
the basketball guy. I like the basketball guy. The soccer guy.
Yeah,
not really.
Ko's better than Daisuke.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
day of the
that's
week.
true.
I don't- Isn't Daisuke's social link that he's just bad with girls?
That's true.
And Ko's like,
So-
man, I'm adopted and I might have to quit basketball. The one thing I love, I'm having a real hard time here.
Yep.
And Daisuke's like, I don't really get girls, you know? Girls
Girls
say they
are-
like me, but I don't know.
Girls are hard.
Confirmed.
Am I right, fellas?
You know it.
Yep.
Then there's Yumi and Ayane.
Man, Yumi and her daddy issues versus Ayane and her self-esteem issues.
They were okay.
I got
I've
enough
never-
self-esteem issues on my own, so like, I'm Team Yumi.
I've never picked Ayane ever.
Why would you?
I did one playthrough and it was okay.
I did Yumi on, I think, my first, and then Ayane on my second, and man, never did Ayane again.
I can relate to Yumi and her dad, except she still has one.
Not for long.
Yeah. I think they should have just focused on one rather than having like,
Spoilers, her
a
dad
choice
dies.
between those.
It's not funny.
We laughed.
Then I think the older woman, I actually legitimately don't remember much of that social link, whether I even liked it or not. I thought it was pretty
Oh
good.
yeah,
I think.
the old lady.
Yeah, Death.
Yeah, hers is just kind of sad, as you would expect from a death
Yeah.
social link.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not
The
what death is really about, but
Let me look up the names for these.
You got the nurse. Good old.
I was
nurse.
about
the
to
nurse.
bring
Mwah.
Sayako.
Yeah, that's her.
I think she was okay too.
I
I
liked her.
think she's. Yeah.
Weirdly
I was
flirtatious
okay
with
with
a
her.
teenager.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
Man,
little
you're gonna hear me
problematic.
change my tune once we get to Persona 5. But that's my own personal bias.
My tune's the same,
I
dude.
think the one in Persona 5 does outclass this one. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think I think the non-social link or the non-party member social links. Oh yeah, and Naoko, Saki's brother.
Naoki?
Naoki, thank you. I can't pronounce these.
I like Naoki. You know, he doesn't want people to feel sorry for him because his sister's dead. But I don't think he never really properly took the time to fully grieve, and he does that near the end. Also, he hates you because you hang out with Yosuke.
Yeah.
Which, hey man, fair. He was skeeving on your sister.
Yeah.
Man, poor Yosuke.
Yeah. Poor Yosuke.
Shut down after she's dead.
Yep. Felt really bad for him during the course of those that first arc that they had.
And man, didn't they just ramp up from there?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy.
I think, in terms of the storyline, it really peaked for me in the Heaven Dungeon, and after that, when I legitimately thought they killed off Nanako.
And they
I
do
actually
if you
did
choose
cry
the
there.
wrong ending.
Yeah, I know it's permanent, and it's just like, fuck.
She's a child, please.
Why
couldn't this happen to Ken?
I actually did I did cry during that section because I really grew attached to Dojima and Nanako. And that's where I think, and that's where I think the game, at least in terms of storyline, really peaked. But in terms of the Heaven Dungeon, I mean, the music there, I mean, the whole thing with Namatame, I think Namatame actually was a really effective red herring.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, and I actually did a little bit of research before this podcast, originally Adachi was supposed to be a red herring. There was a different killer.
Ooh.
And
it was me all along.
There's been a lot of speculation going around. Some people were thinking that it was Dojima, and the reasoning for that
Kill
probably
my wife, will you?
would have been probably similar to the whole, the nihilistic thing with Adachi, except it would have probably been related to, his wife being killed by someone who was never caught, and so lack of faith in the justice system. And when I did think along those lines, I was like, fuck, that would have been dark if that was the case, because that would have meant that you were living in the home of the killer this entire game, and Nanako would have been unaware of the fact that her father was a fucking killer, and it would have meant that after the handshake that you did with the gas attendant, it's like the lies would have started right there. And because, right after that, he goes into Dojima's home, and that would have been like a hard truth to kind of go in and pursue. And fuck, that one actually wasn't intentional. But
after this,
that would have been
fanfic about this. There will be, and it will be bad.
But it's like, when I thought along those lines, it's like, that sounds like a really interesting twist, and I kind of wish they went that direction, even though I do like Adachi as a villain. I think he's very entertaining, and especially in the accomplice ending in Golden, I think that really elevated him as a villain, because it's like, man, when he just drops the bullshit right on the get-go, and he's like, so what if I was the killer? You're like, fuck, dude. And it's like
you're like, what do you mean?
And I think a lot of that scene was really, really effective, because Johnny Young Bosch's delivery was just so good in that scene.
He is a man who is good at his job.
Yeah. He has a limited range.
His range is really small.
Great.
But he's good at tweaking it when he needs to.
Yeah, and working great within that limited range, and just delivering a fantastic vocal performance. I think he can work really, really well when cast in certain roles, and I think he knocked it out of the park with Adachi, especially in that one scene, which is probably my favorite addition to Golden. Because
very good.
It's probably one of my favorite bad endings in a game, because it ties in thematically, because you knew the truth. You knew that Adachi was the killer, but you decided to side with him and fuck over everything else. Everything that you've been working towards. You betrayed everything, and that is like, fuck, dude.
And then he just has you under his thumb forever.
Yeah. Yep.
Because if he ever goes down, he's taking you with him.
Because it's like, that's what happened with Namatame. Basically, Namatame became his pawn, and now you're his next plaything. And it's just like, man, that was so good.
I also really enjoyed Adachi's social link because it explored more of who Adachi sort of is.
I didn't
Big
like that
cabbage
they
boy.
didn't have a resolution to the thing with the old woman. It's like it just kind of is brought up and just kind of dropped. I do like the event though where he comes to your house and has this dinner with Nanako. I did enjoy that part, and it's nice to see a little bit more of like his philosophy, but it doesn't feel complete. That's my big problem with it, because especially with that conflict with the old woman.
No, it's fine. 10 out of 10.
But I do like Adachi as a villain, even though I think it probably would have been smarter to do someone like Dojima, especially since I wouldn't have seen that one coming. But
I feel like Dojima's story by itself is just too good.
yeah,
Like
fair
his
enough.
social
Dojima,
link, he's really trying to be a good dad.
yeah,
But it's real
yeah,
hard.
that's true. I also enjoy that little arc for him. But yeah, I love Dojima.
And it ties together really well with Nanako's if you pace it well.
Yeah, true.
And then by the end of both of them, you're just a big old happy family with no mom.
Yep. The chemistry with the Dojimas is really, really good.
Watch as we turn heel on into Persona 5.
Overall, though, I'm just, there's a lot that I can say that's really, really positive on the game. I mean, we can pretty much spend we can spend like the next 3 hours, gushing about Persona 4, because there's just a lot that they did.
We could spend 3 hours on the characters alone.
That's true.
We still
That's
need
true.
to briefly cover all of them.
That's true.
I know. Yeah, we should get to the party members now. So
Let's start with
First off,
Yosuke.
hold on.
Okay.
We will
Who
start
was-
with Yosuke when Tyler says his part.
Who is your team for the end game?
Most of the time, I don't mess with it. I just have Yosuke, Chie, and Yukiko.
I usually have. I'm trying to remember. I know on my last playthrough, what kind of made at least a barrier for Naoto for me in like my first couple playthroughs is when she comes in, she's more than likely going to be lower level. I think.
She can
Actually,
be. I think she comes in at like level 55, but you can easily be over her level, especially if you play on New Game Plus.
Yeah, for sure. It's because especially in Golden, because Golden you get a lot more opportunities for EXP.
You can just mess with everything. You can give yourself more XP if you want. Who cares? Make the game easy.
Yeah. They did introduce Shuffle Time. I forgot what Shuffle Time was because that's not in Persona 5, and I've been playing that all.
Shuffle time was
the
the
time,
cards and the being able to see them and pick them and
Yeah.
You get,
And that was a cool
personas
little
out of
system.
It. You could get the chest
and if you
keys.
clear
If you
them
got the sweep,
all.
You got more picks next time.
Yeah. It was a really good progression system. I really like
It was
how
fun.
it was handled.
I always like doing it.
So,
Yeah. I think it does make it so that you can make your characters a little bit too overpowered, but in general, Persona 3 and 4 and 5 are
yeah, that's true.
not like in general they're not as hard as a lot of the SMT games.
Not.
There's a lot of I think they're made to be at least a little bit more not casualized, but at least in comparison they weren't meant to
More
be
accessible.
as brutally difficult. More accessible, yeah, thank you. But I would say that probably if you're playing on normal, those shuffle time bonuses can probably be a little bit too generous, but
If you don't want them, you
I
don't
don't
have to
think
do
it,
them either.
yeah, that's true. That's
You
true.
can just
You
be like,
can
"Nah,
just
I'm
cancel
good."
that. So
My old
Yeah,
99 stat Izanagi.
Remember when you thought that
I
save
think
got overwritten and you almost cried?
Oh, I was so mad.
right.
Fucking Alex, dude. Oh.
yeah.
We made Tyler mad.
I did enjoy kind of going through dungeons and just trying to get the shuffle time bonuses so I can upgrade my Persona stats. It's a really good progression system, and I kind of hope that they bring that back in one of the other Persona games in the future. But we'll see about
Well, that
that.
might be.
All right,
Sly.
Sly.
Might have made things a little too easy.
But who was your
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
Sly?
I think I know I had Yukiko.
Obviously,
I think it was Yukiko, Yosuke, and Naoto.
that's
I'm
the
gonna
that's the team I
interject and say
ran.
if you don't have Yukiko, you're stupid.
I also ran Yukiko, Yosuke, Naoto, but I did make sure to farm the Reaper enough to get all the weapons and orbs and armor for everyone, just in case.
We get it. You don't have friends.
Yep.
I was a bored dude.
Yeah, but it's not going to be hard to win regardless of who you have.
No.
No.
But Yukiko is just objectively the best choice. I'm saying objectively a lot because my opinions are very strong, and it's not real objectively.
She's just the best healer.
It's the
Why would
fake
you not have
objective.
her?
She's the best healer. She's the only one who natively learns fire.
Yosuke
So,
has youthful wind, which is always useful,
Yep, for sure.
and Naoto has a gun. So I mean, why
Naoto
not,
does
right?
have a gun. Naoto has a real gun. She's
Not
15
the fake
for most
ones.
of the game.
She got a gun license at an early age.
I guess with her job
Somehow.
it makes sense, but I'm not out here handing guns to teenagers.
Self-defense. No one questioned the armory guy who just gives teenagers a bunch of weapons.
That is also true.
Oh,
Nothing suspicious here.
Don't worry, Sly. To him, it's not. They're not weapons. It's art.
That's true.
Oh, right. But they didn't use. I don't think they.
Why did
used
they have
the
a
excuse-
blacksmith in town in the first place?
That's true. Who's gonna go over there?
Inaba's a tiny village with a giant superstore. Like, why do you have a blacksmith?
Don't
Where'd he
question
get the scar?
Don't worry. We'll find that in Persona 4 Origins.
You say that, but I'd buy it day one.
it. I would too.
You're just
Maybe we'll get the background.
you're just
on them
making
in,
them milk the series even more. You filthy
Persona 4
casuals.
Arena 3.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get to the milking accusations. Persona 3 had like 9 mobile games. Sorry.
It had a
Sorry,
lot.
I feel very strongly about that. I apologize.
All right. Let's get into these party members and other characters.
Let's
Starting with
start
Yosuke, my boy.
Tyler's boy.
Trash Boy.
No memes here. Because Trash Boy implies he's bad. And
Oh, yeah,
he's
that's
not.
true. I do like
He's an
Yosuke.
asshole sometimes, sure.
Yeah.
But not as much of an asshole as Junpei was. He's
Yeah.
just an asshole about different things. Should you be making these jokes towards Kanji? No. Are you fully aware that if Kanji really minded these jokes, he could kick your ass 7 ways from Sunday? Yes.
Kanji took on a whole biker gang, dude. Yosuke's no match.
He also did call Naoto useless, which man, that was a little off-putting.
Also
to me.
a lie.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. She's the one who fucking carries the investigation team near the end.
Near the end, but Yosuke did a lot of work before that.
Yosuke
is
does a
true.
lot of the work at the start. He's very
Man, his poor
not
Yosuke.
very. He's pretty adequately street smart. He's
Yeah,
got good
Yosuke is-
hunches.
His crush dying and then finding out after she's dead that she didn't like him.
Rip
And then
Yosuke,
his
man.
shadow has to come out and be like, you were just bored, man. You didn't really care what happened to her. You just wanted to be a hero. Now fight me. I'm some sort of frog monster.
You got cucked because you deserve it, you punk. Frog time.
And then his social link is just really trying to come to terms with people not liking him because of Junes. And man, I'd go to a Junes.
I
Same.
would. I work at a
Tyler would live
Walmart,
there.
which is as
You
close as
do.
I could get. Sometimes
Everyday
I
Young
walk.
Life
I'm listening
Walmart
to
doesn't
music
sound as
and
good.
it doesn't. I'm listening to music and I walk in the store, and like the Junes theme plays on my shuffle, and I'm like, it's as close as I can do.
If I close my eyes, I'm there. And at the end, Yosuke just really has to come to terms with that Saki's gone. She's never coming back, and the town he hates, it's pretty swell now. Because he has all these friends now.
That's true.
And you were going to be able to date him, which I would have taken that route once or twice.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm not torn up that it's not there. It'd be cool if it was, but it's not. So, also that makes it not canon. Sorry, shippers.
That's true. Rip.
Because no romance option is canon, and Persona will never really have a canon relationship. You'll have characters canonically in love with the protagonist, but that's a different matter entirely.
Everyone loves them.
Let's not talk about
Chad Narukami. It's the best.
Don't meme at me. Don't meme at me, please.
One day Yosuke will go back to Karakura Town. So, I'm going to explain that.
Explain it.
If you don't know what Karakura Town is, it's a fictional town in an anime called Bleach. I'm sure you've heard of it. I hope you have.
Nope.
Otherwise, why are you here? It was one of the big three. And Yosuke is voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. Also the voice of Bleach's character named Keigo, which is one of Ichigo's best friends. And they just look the same.
They look remarkably similar.
Similar. I'll put something on screen.
I think Tyler's cutting out a little bit.
To show how similar they look.
Rip Tyler.
One of our favorite pastimes has become finding characters who look like Yosuke and just calling them blank Yosuke. Like, there's a character in Kuroko no Basket who looks a lot like Yosuke, so we call him Basketball Yosuke.
I remember.
Yeah, Basketball Yosuke.
Put him up on screen too, Tyler.
Yeah, here he is, right here.
Man, you better edit that in good.
I'll put in actual Basketball Yosuke from the anime.
But I also appreciate Yosuke because he is basically the perfect idea of a best friend character. Yosuke, throughout the entire game, has your back no matter what.
I wish he was my best friend.
Thanks. I also wish he was your best friend. That way I wouldn't have to deal with you. Yosuke, I think, and I think a lot of fanfics need to take this path too. Yosuke would be your ideal second in command.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think of everyone there, if something happens to quote-unquote you, and also you, Yosuke would somehow be able to keep a level head and be like, alright, this is what we gotta do. Somebody pick up his corpse. Let's get out of here. Somebody please bring him back to life. Without him, I have no friends. And he gets stiff competition from Ryuji, but we'll get to Ryuji.
That'll be in the podcast from 2.5 years from now.
2022.
Just wait. And
Stay tuned.
2029, it'll be
Hopefully we'll have filler content.
Maybe. We should do that Danganronpa podcast.
That's a different story for a different day.
We could do a podcast about all the spin-offs just together.
That is true. There is a lot of spin-offs
Then we'd
in
have
these
to
games.
go excruciatingly in detail about the spin-offs. I don't want to do that.
And you guys also have to play Persona Q2.
That's not true. You can do all the talking there.
Is that canon?
Oh, right, that's true.
2?
Huh?
Is Q2 canon?
I think it counts.
Is it as canon?
I've heard it isn't. 3 and 5
it's not
dancing.
Like it matters either way. It doesn't matter either way.
Because I want to talk about the canon.
Well, Q2's good though.
I'm
so
sure it is, and
I
I plan to play it when I get some money.
I never plan to play it. I hate
Just
Persona
just
Q.
play it on
It's
easy
garbage.
mode, though. Just play it on.
Tyler
play it on
does
easy,
not
so-
like Persona Q.
so you don't have to deal with the difficulty spikes at the beginning, or you could just tough it out.
Spin-offs
Alright.
are
I
later.
wasn't.
Anything else to say
Yep,
about
that's true.
Yosuke?
I like him. He did not need a buff in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
I like his costume where he wears the blue hoodie. I think it's nice.
Tyler out here with aesthetics.
I still like all the Featherman outfits because
That's
then
true.
I could pretend I'm playing a Power Ranger.
You like
RPG.
the
Pretty
Featherman
great.
outfits. I like the Featherman outfits.
I am
Tyler,
aware that
big
you probably
Sentai
like
guy.
them more.
For people who aren't aware.
I do like my Sentai.
Big Sentai guy.
I think the last thing I have to say about Yosuke is he needs better taste in music.
He does. All that Nickelback is just, ooh.
At least he can dance well.
That's true. He's a very good dancer. How about Chie?
Chie.
She's pretty good.
I like Chie.
Worst girl.
I
Does
don't agree with
mean
that.
for you, kiddos? Yeah? You got a shuffle for us?
Over the years, I've said this earlier, but I come around on Chie. I think I like her more than Yukiko, just as a whole.
I do too. I do like Chio a little bit more.
I won't tolerate this disrespect, but I also don't have a case prepared. So, I guess I'm going to allow this disrespect.
Chie's cool. She's got
I
the
like her little
Drake Bell jacket and the bob.
Haircut.
I like her little arc of her. It's like at the beginning of the game. She kind of protects Yukiko, but she's a little bit jealous of her popularity, and so, but she kind of, or at least feels good that I can be protecting her. And so
She relies on me.
yeah,
I'm the big
and
one.
I'm her knight
Yeah,
in shining
yeah,
armor.
and and so it's like it becomes a pride thing, but it's like it's in the social link. It's really nice to see her just really want to be becoming a police officer just so that she can be protecting people in general, just because that's what she wants to do. She's kind of translating, that flaw and kind of realizing, oh shit, that's probably a shit attitude to have. And
Probably
so,
should not treat my best friend like this.
Yeah. But she's able to actually figure out, this is what I want to be doing in the future, and she's really, really passionate. She is really energetic, and it's like, I don't know. With how energetic she gets, it's hard not to kind of go in and root for her. And I just ended up really, really enjoying her, and I have a lot of energy, so I can relate to her in a lot of ways, and. I don't know. She plays off of a lot of characters really well. I love the banter between her and Yosuke. I know a lot of people. Some people ship the two.
A lot of people ship them. And you know
yeah,
what?
and I think
that's fair. They can go for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
all right.
I can see it.
And yeah, I like the banter between her and the other characters. So I don't know. I think she adds a lot to the overall cast. So
She's
I
not
like,
one of those
uh,
characters you could remove and everything's fine. No,
Yeah,
Chie's
she-
got to be there.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, the investigation team is very upbeat overall, and I think taking her out, it's like, oh no, there's so much less energy. A lot of energy is just kind of lost.
Who else is going
if
to
you
kick
take her out,
Yosuke
so.
in the penis?
When he says something stupid.
When he breaks her DVD.
Trial of the Dragon, man, serious business.
I mean,
Man,
just buy a Blu-ray. It's a little bit better, but whatever.
We got to cover it.
What's
Have
up?
you guys heard her voice in Vanilla?
I heard it once.
I did.
I looked it up
I
on
don't like it.
the old internet.
I like it in some places. But at the same time,
Okay.
she sounds too old.
I only heard
And
it in
it's
the
like-
first couple scenes, and I wasn't much of a fan. But I haven't heard the whole thing, so I can't.
I think she's just miscast. It's not a bad voice,
The
but
voice itself is
Chie
fine, but
is-
it's not Chie.
yeah. And I think that's the reason why they changed it. A lot of people saying, "Oh, the voice is annoying now," but I don't know. I think the new voice does fit Yukiko, or not Yukiko, Chie's personality. She is very energetic, very
Let's not
upbeat.
jump the line.
Always. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think she fits perfectly. So I never really got a lot of the criticism for the new voice. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I think her voice in Golden just fits the spunky teen girl that Chie is outwardly showing.
Yeah.
And it works for her. I mean, the delivery's a little strange in some places, but it's fine.
It's I think
You're not going to get a perfect
Well,
delivery every line. My computer's trying to shut off, and I'm not going to allow that.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, it was the same case for
Sometimes
me.
I deliver my
I've had
voices
to
in
wake
real
up.
life really weird, so I can relate.
I'm
I
going to
think
hear myself talk in this video, and I'm not going to like it.
I think some of the delivery, like earlier on in the game, there was a couple lines that like, but as it went along, I think she got more comfortable into the role, and so she became so much more natural
It just
over the course of the
fit
game.
in. It worked.
Yep.
And can't complain.
I like her
Yeah,
outfit in the epilogue. I like her slightly longer hair and just the outfit she wears.
I do really like her with the long hair.
Like Todd Howard says, it just works. We'll get to you,
I wasn't
Todd.
expecting that quote here.
We'll get to you, Todd. Don't worry.
Will we?
Yes.
We will.
Didn't you guys get the hidden social link?
No.
No. No.
Hold on, let me
Tyler,
There isn't a
Tyler's
hidden Todd
hesitation
Howard.
before saying no was so good.
let me open up the game again.
Amazing.
Yeah. Todd Howard
what do we think
of
of
the Universe Arcana.
What do we think of Yukiko?
I really like Yukiko. She is my second favorite girl in the game.
Hmm.
And I know what some people may be thinking. Yukiko's kind of boring. Well, so is Fuka, but I like her too. So there's my defense on that.
Fair enough.
But not every character is going to be really exciting and super relatable for people. Like, Yukiko's story is good. She doesn't want her life decided for her.
That's true.
She wants to go out and she wants to make these life decisions for herself, which, duh,
Yeah.
That's
why
fair.
wouldn't you? And then, of course, she decides that what she actually wants to do is what she was going to do, which in some people's eyes makes it kind of pointless.
Yeah,
But,
in my eyes, for sure. I'm kind of like, but we did all this work. I kind of hoped you'd do something else.
But, Tyler, she is a teenager, and teenagers
true.
are stupid.
That's true. They are dumb.
You went to art
I'm
school.
still
You know
dumb.
how dumb teenagers are.
Shouldn't have done that. Oh boy.
Should just started working at Walmart anyway. You'd been a millionaire by now. You could have owned
Yeah.
Walmart.
Might have.
Who knows? You'll never know. Not now. Now you don't have the youthful spirit.
It's all gone.
But, man, Yukiko's whole thing, not knowing how to cook, and it becoming that omelet scene. I think about it at least once a week. I'll be making something to eat, and I'll be like, "Is this gonna be good? Is it gonna taste like nothing?" I hope it doesn't taste like nothing. I put a lot of stuff in here. If it tastes like nothing, that makes me no better at cooking than Yukiko. And I'm not gonna have spin-offs for me to improve in cooking.
Nope.
I get this life. That's it.
That's all
I
you're
don't get no
getting.
new game plus. I hope.
Hopefully not.
Live this entire life again? No thanks. But Yukiko's pretty. She's got a good sense of humor,
For sure.
and I appreciate a good sense of humor in characters. I don't know if you know this about me.
She's got an ugly laugh though, but anyway, so do I.
I'm not big on her voice actress.
I'm not big on the laughing fit thing either.
I think if it was a better laugh, it would be fine.
Mm.
It's a good gimmick because it's not what you'd expect from her.
Yeah.
Especially in those early hours of the game. No, she just seems kind of detached. Kind of cold toward everyone.
Yeah, and
And
having
then she
some,
starts
you know,
laughing and
some-
you're like, "Oh, this is kind of nice."
Yeah, it is good to kind of throw in some quirks for characters, when you have like a certain expectation set. So I can agree with that. Maybe, and I think if the voice delivery was a little better, maybe it would have I would have liked it.
Her
But
voice wasn't good in Persona 5 either. Sorry, Tyler.
What?
She should just stick to that lady should just stick to making YouTube videos about marijuana.
Oh. I'll
Yeah,
address
she
that in
voices
2
journalists.
years. I got your number, Zero.
No sooner.
Tyler has a lot of time to be able to come up with a response.
He's not going to say anything positive about the voice. He's going to talk about the character.
That's true.
I mean, she's been in a lot of things, and I respect her for the work. But, like, please, laugh better. It's like Emily Kinney and crying. It's not great. But again, it's not very easy to laugh on cue and have it sound good and natural.
That's true.
So I take it back, I guess. Keep doing you, Amanda. If you hear this and want to come kick my ass, just avoid my face. I need it for seeing.
Yeah, overall, I mean, I like Yukiko. Okay, she's not my favorite character in the game, but
Clearly.
I think she does. There's some conversations where I'm like, she brings some fun little interactions. So I like her. Okay.
I like her outfit in the winter coat.
Tyler, you're adding a whole lot here. I like those one clothes. We don't really have anything else to say about Yukiko. I like her a lot.
Nope.
They don't like her as much.
She's right. She's
It's
right.
fine.
What about Kanji though?
Man, Kanji,
I love Kanji.
best Persona character ever. Ever.
So good.
Fight me.
So good.
I don't know, dude.
All right. Let's get this. Let's get the controversial opinion out of the way. Tyler and I, at the very least, do not believe Kanji is gay. I don't know about Sly. We don't discuss it very much, because I'd rather discuss how Kanji is just so gosh darn lovable.
I think what they were going for was he wasn't really certain of his sexuality.
They were going for ambiguity.
Yeah. So
And, if you relate to it, and that's how you see it, that's fine. Anything that helps you and helps you come to terms with it and just put it out there and you accept who you are and you're proud of it, go for it.
Yeah.
I won't say a word.
It's more like
I love you. I encourage you.
he liked.
Have a good life.
He liked what he liked, and the people around him were like, "Since you like this stuff, you must be gay." And so he started questioning himself about what he liked and how he felt.
Kanji, in a lot of different situations, Kanji let people inside his head. And Kanji's hobbies, he likes to sew. He probably liked to paint. He's real good at sewing, though.
Just like
yeah, I kind of get what a lot of people, saying is like, oh, that's not something that I would expect a guy to be doing.
That's not really manly.
Yeah,
and that's a big
a
thing for Kanji in his dungeon, in his social link. Like, what is being a man?
in his
What
look.
is that? And his look. Like, you're big, you're tall, you're strong. Why are you sewing? That's not very manly.
Yeah.
And you sort of feel for him. Not sort of, you do feel for him, because that's not fair.
I do.
You can't judge somebody based on their hobbies unless they're bad or dangerous.
Yeah.
His family runs a textile shop. He's gonna learn to sew. He's probably going to enjoy it. He's gonna like cute shit.
And he likes, going in and helping people, like with what he was doing with his social link, which is really,
helping out
really
those
endearing.
kids. And I love the way his social link starts, because somebody tells you that, man, that Kanji, he's skulking around. He might be doing a bad thing. So you go talk to him, you take him out, and you're like, I heard you've been doing a bad thing. but I want to hear in your own words that it's not you. And he says, I didn't do anything. And you're like, well, all right. I
Yep.
believe you.
Case solved.
Yep,
Follow
I
that one
really
away.
like that too.
Case closed.
Yep.
And
The investigation team, they're very tight knit. They trust each other.
yes, very much so. And I wish Kanji had a little bit of elevation in writing to make him the other best friend character.
Mm.
Just
Yeah, I can agree with that.
let him have it. He deserves it because he looks up to you. That's
does.
the tail end of his social link, that he looks up to you, he respects you, and you're his best friend.
Mm.
And then you're gonna make like sock puppets or something. And I'm like, hell yeah, can I do that? I want to do that.
I would do that with Kanji all day.
Make that another spin-off. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Crafts with Kanji. I'm in. And then cooking with Shinjiro.
That
Sell
too.
it.
That too.
Cooking Mama game like with Shinjiro? Hell yeah.
For sure.
I don't use kanji
Kan-
in battle as much as I'd like to.
I don't either. Yu has a lot of electric-based personas, and so, or I usually at least have one electric-based persona
And
on hand.
everybody can just hit stuff. But
Yeah.
Kanji is real good at hitting stuff. His persona design is
He
top
is.
tier, though.
Yeah.
I do use them. I do
Take
use them
Minazuchi.
on occasion.
And then it evolves and gets a mustache.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then it evolves again, and I think it's a bigger mustache?
Might be.
Something like that.
I don't
remember
a
all
lot of
the
tier 3 persona
evolutions.
designs.
You don't really see them that much outside of the game.
Why would you? As far as the spin-offs are concerned, tier 1 persona's canon.
Yep.
Unfortunately. Because I don't care for most of them.
Some of the tier 2 and 3 ones look pretty great, so shame.
Kanji, his crush on Naoto is cute.
Yeah.
But also, calm down, Kanji, please. Also, I will not tolerate that ship. Because I don't like one-sided ships.
Mm.
Something about it just bugs me.
I don't really ship it either, so
I actually hate kanji, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Tyler, is there a gun to your head?
Everyone knows why.
Oh, I know what you mean. Tyler, why do you hate kanji?
Goddamn fighting game, dude. Why does he do so
The-
much damage?
For those unaware, I made Tyler hate kanji.
Command grabs and full screen jumps. Never want to fight kanji again, dude.
Rip Tyler.
Tyler, you gotta let it go.
I can't
You
let
can't
it go.
hold everything against me.
I'll hold all things against you.
You know what? That's fair. Except Widowmaker, that's not fair. That was funny and you know it.
No, that was not funny. I trusted you.
That was your mistake.
I'm sure it was very funny.
You shut up,
Uh,
Sly.
In closing on kanji, I think, we respect your opinions. Please respect ours. Kanji is best boy and best girl now and forever.
Yep.
He's real strong in Ultimax.
That's true.
His dungeon thing's
Now we
pretty
get to
pretty
move on
lit.
to Rize. Rize.
Love you, baby boy Kanji. Man, Rise is a tough one for me.
I love Rise.
I like her.
I also like Rise, but she's kind of clingy.
That's exactly what I want.
I like bubbly, clinging characters, so I'm always gonna like her.
You want to hang out with me?
Adorable.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's Tyler's personal life coming in. A girl who wants to talk to my avatar? Hell yeah.
Mhm.
I'm in, bro.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what Rize's arc is going for is how to kind of handle celebrity fame versus kind of want to just live a normal life. But it's like she's in a conflicting situation because she is in a position where she can influence, where she can entertain, but there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, and she was going through identity issues, and
Yeah.
she had her own
Who am
problems
I
that were
really?
going on in the past. Yeah, a lot of people were.
Am I an entertainer?
you know-
Am I some tofu girl? Am I
Yeah.
a schoolgirl? Am I a navigator? What's happening?
Yeah, and she and there was a lot of there's a lot of characters who were bullied in this game, but that I think that is also because this game is very relatable, or trying to be very relatable to the player, and it succeeds in that.
Mhm.
But she was definitely went through a lot of personal conflicts when she was very young.
She was bullied
And-
when she was a kid. Then she got through the
Yeah.
idol audition, and everybody's like, "Hey, Rise, how's it going? Want to be best friends?"
Yeah,
being an
so
idol's
it's
a
like
tough life, dude.
she.
Why would you ever want to be an idol? That's a garbage industry. Not the point. Continue.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think that her conflict where she kind of goes in and she's able to figure out how to be able to effectively balance that, and she learns, no, I do really want to get back into this because this is something that I enjoy doing and I can be able to help other people. I thought that was a good little arc, even though, that's not something that I'll ever have to worry about. It's something that, I don't know, I think she's just very, very sweet, very cute, and she's just a lovable girl. I like her. So I went with her on my first playthrough. Laura Bailey's acting is fantastic. I think she's one of the best actor.
That's true.
One of the best voice performances in Persona
She
4.
does do a great job
So,
as Kid
I-
Trunks.
Love you, Too Big for Anime Squad.
So I just really, really liked her character, and I know I know the whole clingy, bubbly anime girl. That's something that a lot of people don't like, and fair enough. It's a trope that annoys some people. I think it led to some fun little interactions because like a lot of the girls are like, I don't know, I don't know how I feel about you going in and hugging, trying to get her all to yourself. I don't know. I think it's fun, and the whole thing in the what was it? The King's game,
King's Game,
which is
legendary scene.
yeah, really, really great, and also fantastic in the anime adaptation because
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
King's Game, never change. All right,
has
Tyler,
a-
what Rise outfit do you like?
All of them, dog. They're all great.
Same.
She has a rhythm
I
game
like
super in
Rise
the
a lot.
fighting game.
She does.
And that's
Man, you
cool.
try so hard to perfect that.
God, I'm gonna get it one day. I need to get an actual PS3.
Tyler, don't worry. When the Empire rolls around.
I mean, isn't it on PS now? Probably not.
I never saw it.
Probably. I don't know.
But even then, I don't want to stream a game that I own digitally, anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Rise is great. I love Rise. I'll always pick Rise.
Yeah.
I used to pronounce her name Rise before
Before you were a weeb,
I opened my third eye.
you need to open your fourth eye.
So let's
Yeah,
talk
the
about
only part of Rise I
Teddy,
don't like is the clingy part, but that like
Fair enough.
Big Ted himself.
because I used
It's not going to
it's
be something
because
that
I used to
everyone
be
likes.
really clingy and I reject that. I reject that former
So-
aspect of me.
So what about Naoto?
Ah, my girl.
I like Naoto.
I also like Naoto.
Man, I love Naoto. Just it's the same thing with Misuru. Man, smart girls, they do it for me.
They do.
Thank you for confirming the way I feel about things. I'm glad I have your permission.
Yep.
Smart girls
Also,
do
her
give you
social
the
link
chub
was just
zero.
kind of fun.
It is a fun-
Naoto's a teenager.
I didn't say anything about Naoto Zero.
Oh, you caught me. Caught me in your trap.
Did it.
But
Her social link was a lot of fun because it had riddles, and I like riddles.
riddles are fun. They're always fun. Sometimes.
I'm not good at them, but I like them.
I just googled them.
Oh, Sly, come on, fake gamer.
Just Google the answer.
Is that
so
the
I
kind of
can
streamer you
move
want to
on
be, Sly?
into social.
One of those titty
Yeah,
streamers
dude.
instead of actual skill?
If I stream,
Yeah,
I'm still gonna Google
that's a good
things.
meme.
Just pull up my phone. Gonna
That's a
cheat
good meme I just said.
on stream. No shame.
Hey, just don't get caught doing it in the speed run.
That's true. As long as I don't get caught, no one can complain.
Yeah, I guess. Tyler, do you want to cover our Naruto hot take?
Sure.
Or do you want to get the heat back on me?
Why don't you start us off? It's been a while since we talked about it.
So you just want me to do it?
I'll interject. Don't worry. I got
Hot take, Naruto isn't transgender.
you. Oh, obviously, for sure, not
No.
transgendered.
That take completely misses the point of her character arc. And actually sort of disrespects her character by ignoring her character arc.
Yep.
Again, you're free to think that, but just understand you aren't correct. Your head
If it-
can.
Misinterpretation.
It's extreme misinterpretation.
Yep.
She poses as a boy to get more respect in her job, not because she feels like she's a boy.
What was your
Yep,
hot take,
it's a common-
Tyler?
Say what?
What were you gonna say?
I didn't know how to word that, but it's like she's already a kid, so like people don't want to listen to her, especially people who've been on the force for like
Yeah,
30
they're
years.
not going to want to listen to a teenage girl.
And
Yeah, it's a commentary on how gender roles are perceived in Japan. So
especially in Japan.
Teenage boy, you might have a little bit more leverage, but
Yeah,
not much.
everyone's watched Detective Conan.
Who?
Sorry, case closed.
Hell yeah. My boy Jimmy Kudo.
Jimmy.
Rachel.
More about that on our case closed podcast
Case goes
coming
spoiler
in.
cast,
coming next year.
2034. We'll all be dead by then.
We'll cover it when it ends.
Yep. I'll live.
When
I'll be
it
alive.
ends. Oh, it's still going, isn't it? Fuck me.
I'll live past you guys.
Yeah, probably. I did not take
Remember,
care of
I'm regressing in
That's
age.
true.
Not if I kill you first.
myself.
You won't find me, bitch.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
Okay, in Tyler's mind, being called a bitch is a step too far, but threatening to kill you is okay. Alright, we've kind of gone off on a tangent of threatening each other and calling names.
That's true.
Naruto has some good outfits.
Jesus Christ, Tyler. This isn't a goddamn fashion show.
It could be.
It can,
It can be, you're right, I'm sorry.
All the Angles fashion
You
show.
better believe
We just commentate on cute girls.
I called her
It's just
over
Tyler
for
saying, yeah,
Valentine's Day
I like that
to
outfit.
get the regular school uniform.
As you do. Man,
But
Hope
Naruto's
I'm not
fun.
people
She's a good
coming
party
after me.
member for me. I like her skills.
Naruto, very good at clearing mobs.
That's true. She has that Megadolin, which is really strong.
Like you said, Mega Nolan. I was like, who's that?
Megadolin. I might be mispronouncing it.
Hmm.
Mispronouncing.
Megadolo
Whatever. You know what I
Megadoloan,
meant.
I think.
Whatever.
Who cares?
The names are dumb, alright? We get it.
Just name things normal.
The almighty spells.
Yeah, there you go.
The ones you can't block.
No matter how much I wish I could.
But yeah, she's got the almighty spell, she's got the instant kill shit. That's also in the fighting game.
Way to sound interested, Tyler.
Ugh.
Uh-oh.
Tyler's having Discord issues again.
Don't worry, you'll hear it all when you rewatch it.
I'm not gonna fucking watch this.
Come on, dude.
But everyone else should. Don't leave. I mean, I watch it 4 times.
Yeah.
So
One
I like
time
her hat.
normal, and the other 3 times, why did I offer up those hot takes? Please don't come after me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Also, they have a conflict dealing with the Phantom Thief.
Yeah, man, way ahead of their time.
Yep.
It's like someone new.
Did they know though?
No.
There's no reference to it at all. It's just like, hey, here's Phantom Thief, and then they just coincidentally came up with, hey, let's.
Japan loves Phantom Thieves.
They do.
That's true.
There's a Sentai about them.
I bet there is.
There's a character in Trails called Phantom
Sly,
Thief
we
B.
will get to that podcast, okay? The one where you take the reins and just drag us through it. Where I'm just like, I like them, sure. That character, real good.
I could talk about that series for hours and hours.
And you will.
Character
Sly.
good.
I
Fee
will.
best.
Her name is Fee.
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 You some kind of fake fan?
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
no.
Maybe Tyler should finish
Exposed!
Cold Steel
Live on stream!
on stream.
All those Persona fans are gonna be real
It's an
mad that I don't
expression,
like that I haven't played Trails.
There's a lot of overlap, more than you'd think.
Less than I'd hope.
How many would you hope for? It doesn't matter. We are clearly done talking about Naoto.
Yeah.
Yep. So, can we talk about Teddy for 1 minute?
You want to talk about Teddy for a single minute, okay?
For a single minute, and then we move on.
I like a lot about Teddy, but he takes some real damage from that thing with women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do enjoy
he's okay.
Teddy, except for when he's talking about women.
I think he takes a lot of the jokes too far. He's just okay. He's the
A little
mascot
grating.
character.
You know? Maybe
little
more
bit.
than a little
And that's
bit.
all we have to say about Teddy.
I
Yep.
like his persona.
Good,
So,
good story for Teddy. Teddy had a good story though.
Doing
grew a body.
inadequate about.
They reuse it.
How'd he
That's
grow
true,
a
he
body?
They reuse it.
It's like a
No,
like a pod.
we never know. We'll never know. Nobody told us.
Follow
your dreams, kids.
I like
Okay,
I liked his shadow.
so-
That was creepy, dude.
It was good.
Yeah,
All right.
that
No
is
more
true.
Teddy. Teddy's
Okay,
good.
so should we talk about Marie for a little bit?
Tyler, floor is yours.
Tyler,
Oh
go
man,
ahead.
Marie. Marie is like, oh boy, she's great. No matter, I don't care what people say about Marie. I love Marie. Okay, her dumb poetry is bad and it's garbage, but I will always listen to it. She's got the hat and like the arm warmers. I don't know what the point of those are. Just like wear a long sleeve shirt or something.
She's a big fan of Jeff Hardy. At least one person's gonna get that reference if we get the same amount of views.
I don't get
She's
it.
got
I'll tell you when you're older.
the knee high socks.
I'm just gonna get younger.
Tyler, can you say something that's not aesthetic, please?
To be fair, the strongest part of Marie is her design. So, you know.
That feels almost like a sandbag, but I can't dispute it.
I'm trying to
If anyone
remember.
should dispute it, it's Tyler, because man, that's his
I'm
girl.
trying to remember her
Yep.
her exact arc.
Marie had no memories,
Mm-hmm.
so you were trying to recover her memories. But
You're
that
finding
hurt
all this
her.
stuff.
You're just picking up a bunch of shit. And is this it? Is this it? What? How does this make you feel? Here's a comb or something. And
Is this
then
your-
One thing
it
I-
turns out she's split off part of a goddess.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like about her character and her role within the story is that it actually does give a little bit of a buffer, or at least her storyline is a buffer between the Adachi and Izanami storyline. Because one thing that I do see people bring up, or they did bring up with Vanilla, is that Izanami, she came out of nowhere, But in Golden, you can't make that criticism. I don't think you can, because it's like, when I first played Golden, the one thing that I did was, it's like you finish the Adachi storyline, then you go through the January events, then you see Marie. It's like Adachi says, okay, the TV world, I didn't make it. And that's the only clue you get in vanilla that maybe this isn't
There's something else going on here, but
yeah,
we'll
but
never know.
you could just say, okay, maybe they just didn't bring that up in this game, whatever. But that's the only way you have a clue that there's more story content, and I don't think that's strong enough. I think that some people might just say, whatever. It's just maybe they'll explain that in some spinoff or something. But it's like, or they just didn't think that they would address it. But basically, after Marie says no, there's something else. It's very clear. Okay, this isn't the end. And that's the impression that I got when I first played Golden. So I think at least in terms of that, it does fix that problem that people were talking about. So I do like that.
Her dungeon
I mean, in terms of her character,
is a lot harder than
Yeah,
the
I
other
don't
dungeons.
care for the dungeon.
I don't like the dungeon because of the having SP gimmick.
Design's good.
I think if you remove,
Design's real good. It looks real nice.
yeah. And the music's good, but I think
the mechanics, not quite.
I don't
not
like the
quite,
mechanics.
Not quite. Kind of missed the mark.
yeah.
I like my SP,
I'm not the
thank you.
biggest fan of that dungeon.
I like being fully
And
powered.
the boss fight and the music that plays during it, which is a remake of the I'll Face Myself, fantastic piece of music. But
I need to go
think
back and listen to it.
it's
Same.
really
It's been
good.
the hottest of minutes since I've heard it.
I know, fair enough. But I love that song. I listen to it a lot. It's a great remix. But I think her character, it's, if you like tsundere characters, you'll probably like
It
Marie.
adds her story
she's
adds
pretty
what needed to be added. So
Yeah,
I
that's true.
think it's like a lot of people say she adds nothing to the story. I think in terms
Incorrect.
of like her
it,
I think
it
there's
fills
enough
in
there.
A hole
Yeah,
that was
it does,
very
it
clearly
does.
there after Vanilla.
Yeah, so I think she does improve. That I think the poetry thing, I do think they went a little bit too far with it because it is the exact same interaction every time, except until the end where you figure out that Margaret's been planting all of that, and I think that's great. I think that's pretty funny, and it actually adds at least a little bit of something to Margaret's character because there's not much with her.
She real hot though.
Yeah,
She is very
very
attractive. I will agree, but I wish she had more of a character. But some
Good
people
thing for those-
will say
thing
that
for
they
those
like her
spin-offs.
better than Elizabeth
Me,
because
that's
they find
me.
Elizabeth annoying.
That's also
Yep,
me.
That's
you.
me.
It's not me, but
Quit trying
I
to
can
call me out.
understand
Just
that.
say it to my face.
So, yeah, I'm overall more positive on Marie's involvement in Persona 4, but there's a lot of debate with
This
her.
this
I
is
think
the
she
hill
improves
Tyler
it.
will die on.
In the fighting game, she
Yeah.
has an eye patch as
That's-
her glasses option, and that's
Thanks,
real strong.
Tyler. That has something to do with her character. But she
I mean,
does.
why? Why is it there? Right?
I do love Marie's character design though. Like that is something that I really like about her.
Yeah, we know how you feel about it.
In the epilogue, she becomes a weather woman because she can do that.
She
Quirky weather,
controls the
weather
weather.
girl.
That's true.
That's true.
That feels like cheating.
It is.
And she says that she can control the weather on air, and everybody's just like, "That's weird." What a quirky gal. Good old Mariko.
So I hope she's just gonna stop hurricanes.
No.
No.
200% increase.
Oh no.
Does she control the weather across the planet, or just in Inaba?
I imagine it's just an Inaba.
That's
Maybe just-
lame. What's the
It-
point then?
You know, it's not explained. We don't know. It's
Can't
That's
you
true.
just like set it on autopilot and it just does whatever that it was gonna do? Who cares?
maybe.
These are the
Anyways,
questions.
like we said,
Um.
Margaret doesn't have a lot
Yeah.
about her, but better than Elizabeth. So
hmm.
Current hot take. Elizabeth's annoying, Sly. I'm sorry.
She's got a dumb hat. Her hat's not good.
It's a small hat.
Unfortunately, the floor's not mine because we already talked about P3, so missed that chance.
Margaret kisses you
What
at
else?
the end of the game if you did her social
That
link.
is true.
I'm
That's
like,
true.
hell
That
yeah,
is true.
hell yeah.
Okay.
That's
I
about
still
it.
haven't.
What
I
other-
still haven't fought Margaret yet.
Same.
I kept trying to, but the game won't let me for some reason. Maybe I'm messing it up somewhere.
It knows you're gonna get smoked.
All right.
Okay.
We got to be moving this
Yeah,
along.
I-
All right.
we-
So we'll
The
talk
only-
about
I think the only social link we're actually missing is the fox, and like it's a fox.
Yeah.
And Nanako.
And we sort of covered Nanako with Dojima.
That's true. She's
So let's
cute.
talk about the.
Nanako, cute little
I love
sister.
her.
Hashtag protect.
Let's
I love her.
talk about the biggest thing in this game. I know Sly's gonna have a lot to say about this, so get this out of the way. Sly, how much did you fish?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, well, the fishing mechanics, I mean, it basically boils down to button mashing, and so, it's not my favorite thing, but, I did get the fishing trophy. I did.
Yeah, I bet you
I
did.
think I got all of the fish. They added in another fishing area, I believe, into Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, it was at
Uh,
the beach.
So, I spent a few of my free time going there, trying to be able to get the super special lake guy fish thing. I enjoy doing that, even though the minigame sucks. But it's fishing. Fishing's fun. So
Okay.
If
I did it.
anyone comes,
I did it all.
If anyone comes across this and doesn't know who Sly is, if you're not one of our friends, really, Sly loves fishing in video games.
I do.
He's really weird about it.
He downloaded Fortnite
It's very
specifically
weird.
to fish.
Yes, I did, and I did fish.
He did.
Yep.
And he still
And-
won't play Stardew Valley.
Mm.
Stardew Valley, coming to a different podcast. We haven't come up with a theme yet. I'm deciding this now.
That's true. That's true. Yep. I think that covers most of the additions. I like the new epilogue that they added into Persona 4 Golden,
Yeah.
which I believe canonically takes place after Arena 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So, or 1 in Arena. So Ultimax. So yeah, I think it's a nice addition.
But-
it,
But takes place before dancing.
oh, yep, that's true. That's true.
Real dumb, Atlas.
Not sure what you were doing.
The Persona 4 extended universe is very complex.
Persona 4 Universe, Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, I mean, Persona 4 is, I mean, we did a lot of gushing, so obviously it is one of my all-time favorite games.
Same.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the way in which, one thing I will say is I do kind of wish that the gameplay sections were a little bit longer, because I think in terms of the balance, it is very much I think about 2/3 of the game, or maybe a little more, maybe like 3. No, wait, no, 3/5 is less. But whatever, I can't do math.
Same.
But more of the game, you're spending more of it, in cutscenes, in those social links, and you're spending, I think, a smaller percentage in gameplay in comparison to Persona 3 and 5. I think I wish those dungeons were a little bit longer, because a lot of them you could just finish in one day. That was a big criticism that people had, and then in Persona 5 people claimed they were too long. So there's no consensus that that they can reach to and say, yes, let's do it that way, because people just complain no matter what.
Gameplay links
But,
will never
I
please
think-
everyone.
Yeah. But overall, even with that issue, I think I enjoy the battle mechanics. I enjoy, customizing all the personas. I get really into it. And I'm so glad that Persona 4 Golden lets me actually search the personas. That's
Hell
so
yeah.
good. Persona
Yeah.
4 Golden, I generally think that is. I mean, I played a little bit of vanilla, so I can't definitively say this, but at least I feel like, based on what I know of the two versions, I think Golden is the best way to experience it,
Yes.
mostly because of all those
say that
quality of
now.
life improvements. Yeah, I do say that now. So
But it helps that
I-
Persona 4 Golden is a complete package of all the content, unlike whatever the hell they did with 3, which is
Not
a
much.
mixed
They didn't
match
do
of
much.
a lot of stuff. Like, do you want to play the answer, or do you want to play with the girl? or
I'll play with
anything
the girl.
else. It's just weird.
It's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Well, it's like the problem with Portable was, it's like
Hey,
it's an ultimate trade-off where you get
We
more
already
content
did Persona
and you get
3,
the.
you guys.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure
so
we gave
Golden,
out about this. It's 2 years ago. I don't remember. I didn't watch the fucking
Yeah,
video.
I don't remember how much we covered it, but I think Persona 4 Golden it is just a straight improvement for the most part. Some people will argue that okay, it's the original game, you can get through it quicker and it's a little bit more concise, and maybe if they don't like the new events, they say it's a
Are you really
I
trying to
don't
run
know.
through the game that fast?
Nah, I don't know. But overall, I really like Golden. I love it. It's one of my absolute favorite games of all time, and I could talk about it. And it's like even talking about it right now just makes me want to boot it right up again and play it. It's so fun.
It's just I can't fathom the idea that vanilla is better than golden. Because golden took everything in 4 and made it better.
That's true.
Added more quality of
As
life.
far as I've been told.
Yeah, you'll never know.
You'll never play it.
And
I'll own it though.
They changed a few things between the two, but like, who cares? Is
think
it
the
really such a
only-
bad thing that this enemy isn't weak to that anymore?
I think the
No, okay,
only like argument that I can kind of agree with was maybe they went in and did a little bit too far, went a little too far in the rebalancing. But other than that, I think it still is in service of a very small portion of the game because there's not as much gameplay in comparison to other games. I think all the improvements that they've made to just you get January, you get a full calendar, full month in the calendar that you can go in and finish some of those Persona social links. So.
Man.
I think that's really nice.
Thing I forgot to mention about the social links. Worst part of Persona 4 social links. If they're relating to the characters in school, can't do them during the summer.
That's true.
You're not doing them during the summer.
Yep.
And
But you get an extra month in Golden.
do they
so.
live in the school? Is that what I'm expected to believe? And
Yeah.
the gates are locked, and you're like, please, I just insert meme here. Let me in.
All right.
Well,
Tyler?
last thing I'll say is about the anime. Is
We
that
do
I
have
never
to
watched.
cover the spin-offs real quick.
I never watched the
That's
Golden
true.
anime,
Very quick.
I've also never seen the golden anime. I have no
but
desire to.
I've seen half of
the
it.
original Persona 4 anime does a good job of giving more character to Mr. Narukami himself.
It makes him a character.
I like his
Yep.
his fishing bits and him just goofing around, like when he's like hiding in Teddy's suit or something.
It also gives him fears and insecurities.
Mhm,
Like that whole
mhm.
segment being the illusion that, oh, my friend group is breaking apart and I really, really do not want to be alone again. And
Yeah, I
you-
really like his arc
you
in
can
the anime.
really feel that oh, he has his own problems. He's not this perfect character that the games have led me to believe he is.
He's not entirely a Chad.
He's
Not a
more of a
perfect Chad.
tad.
Oh, not a Tad.
Ooh.
That's a reference to a conversation that Tyler and I had yesterday. Not going to tell anyone what it's about.
But and
Anime use best you.
that's true.
That's true.
I don't know anything about the P3 movies or the Golden anime or even the other half of the P5 anime, so I can't tell you how good they do in comparison.
They pretty much Golden U is more similar to Game U. So
Hard pass.
yeah. Golden, basically you can take it as an adaptation of the new content in Golden, because after that first episode it's mostly focused on the new stuff, mostly on Marie. The 3 or 2.5 episodes that cover Adachi, and I think a special that had the accomplice ending, but for the most part in terms of views interactions, it's pretty similar to what you'd find in the Persona 5 anime with what they did with Joker. And so, yeah, I'm not big on what I saw. Maybe I'll go in and finish the rest. I pretty much stopped the episode after the Adachi one, which was actually pretty funny. There is one really good episode where basically a lot of the girls are they think that, oh, Yu's giving me Valentine stuff, and they're all stressed out over it. And
wow, single
it's
episode.
a pretty it is a good episode, and the two Adachi ones are good. They actually add a little bit to the backstory, or to his backstory, that they didn't have in the game. But that's pretty much the most you're gonna get. So
Most of the time,
yeah.
it's just not a good idea to make an anime based off of a video game.
Most of the time, the original Persona 4 anime
Persona
is an
4
exception to
Persona
that.
4
It's a
anime
good one.
is good, even though the dub
Yep.
changed kanji actors right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's true. They changed it to Matt Mercer, and animation's not the best, but in terms of the writing, it makes up
Yeah,
for it.
it's a good adaptation. Don't get me started on the other one just yet.
Yep,
Don't get me
we'll
started
get to that in 2 years.
on the
So
other video game
yeah.
adaptation or continuation.
Yep. So
Oh.
the arena games, I enjoy their little story scenario. They're not, the strongest stories. They're mostly just there for fan service, but they're pretty
Kick your
entertaining.
friends'
They're pretty
asses to
fun.
prove you're friends.
Yep.
With a theme
Oh.
song called "Best Friends."
Yeah.
The sorry
Yep.
shadow I could turn out to be. That's what the lyrics say.
All right, that's a weird thing to remember, but okay.
Persona fighting games have destroyed my blinds. Lots of mirror matches. Lots of being angry about kanji.
hmm
Fucking kanji.
Akihiko fought a bear.
He did fight a bear. I like all the designs when they come back. Mitsuru and her
Just
body
give us
suit.
Persona 5 Arena so I can see the investigation team grown up.
They also have a Show and Labrys
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Show and
Labrys.
Labbers.
there.
Best robot.
Factual.
I like Igus more.
She's last.
Let's get your head checked out. Even Metis is
Damn.
better than Igus.
That's true.
Mm.
I like
Here's the
Unit
spicy takes.
I like Unit 24 better than Igus, dude.
Same. But
I
we're
love
not talking
Igus.
about Igus right now, okay? This isn't Persona
That's
3.
true.
Sho is a weird kid.
No friends.
Have a nice trip, he says.
As he trips you.
He's a character.
Dancing.
They in a
What you say?
in Arena Ultimax.
Ultimax had the Adachi story.
They did. They did have the
that
Itachi
one was
episode.
the Adachi story was great.
My favorite part of the
and-
Adachi story is near the end when Dojima visits him in prison.
Yep, I love that.
Because Adachi has that saddest smile on his face. That man clearly cares about Dojima, which is weird. And Dojima clearly still cares about him, which is still also weird.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
nice,
nice, and I love it.
And I remember in the P3 story they're like thinking, oh, Ikutsuki, he's back somehow. What? And then he wasn't back.
There's his wheelchair right there.
Not his wheelchair.
His fictional wheelchair.
He's a streamer in his wheelchair. But then he stood up.
That is a hell of a reference. No, I think Adachi's story in Ultimax was the best story of all three of them.
I think it's the best bit of writing in the Persona 4 spin-offs.
I'm still evil. Just kidding. Hey, asshole. I'm supposed to be in prison. I lost my game. I'm going back to jail.
Yep.
Dickhead. Try to destroy the world on my watch? I don't think so.
Dancing all night.
Do the friendship speech, kid. I'm gonna pass out.
No, wait, Tyler. Tyler,
What's up?
we have to cover Persona Q. Persona Q. We finally talked about Persona 3 and 4, so let's briefly talk about it.
Okay.
How it's
Here's my thing. I didn't get past the first dungeon because it's garbage and I hate that video game.
I finished it on normal. I did not go down to easy. And it was suffering. I did not like that game. It's very grindy.
I played it on
It's,
baby mode, and it was fine.
I hate that all out attacks are random. I think, and I hate that knockdowns are random too. You have it's actually, I think you have very little control over what happens in a lot of the fights, because turn order, you're never going to know what the turn order is. You don't know when the enemies are going to attack first or not. And I think it's really frustrating. The battle system just has too many random parts, and it's like the developers realize that, because in Q2 they fixed that. But we'll talk about that next podcast, but with next Persona podcast. But
Are we gonna talk about Q2? Are you gonna fucking spoil me?
No, we're not gonna talk about Q2. We'll talk about
I mean,
that.
if you haven't played it in the
that has
next 2
P5
years,
characters.
Then it's my own fault. You're right.
Yeah. And
the idea of Persona Q is better than the game itself.
that's true.
yeah, and I think Q2 does realize that potential, and that's why I'm actually really positive on that game, and really sad that it didn't do well.
When trailers for
flopped, which
Q2
is
were
sad.
coming
Probably-
out, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool! These characters are coming together again at the new characters." But I'm like, "Oh, it's
Wait,
still Persona
I
Q
hate
though.
Persona Q.
You won't trick me."
Yeah. Overall on Q1, I mean, there's a lot of annoying dungeon gimmicks. I have not found a single person that likes Inaba Pride
Inaba
Exhibit.
Pride Exhibit
Fuck that
is
dungeon.
the worst dungeon in any video game I have ever played.
Fuck
It's
that dungeon.
bad.
It's so obnoxious
I
to
can't
play
even
through.
come up
It
with
is-
better words, because just thinking about it makes me upset.
I cannot tell you the amount of times I have slid into a fucking FOE. It happens all the time,
It's
and
bad. If you like it,
so obnoxious.
Please see a specialist. You're right, that was a little too far. But
But I understand the
it's-
sentiment of just
it-
really, really hating
it's-
it, being
it's
really
not
mad at
good.
it. And
Everything
Dungeon 3 is
about it is
annoying.
bad.
Dungeon 3 is annoying because you have those ghosts that can go 2 spaces, so it's hard to plan it. And then same thing with the Reaper, except the Reaper can just move anywhere. And Dungeon 5 is way too long.
I also never
Um,
played an Etrian
the-
Odyssey game before Persona Q, so maybe
Even
maybe
Etrian
this-
Odyssey fans say
oh.
Persona Q is not very good.
I was
Etrian
talking
Odyssey fans do
specifically
not
the
like
dungeons.
Yeah, even Etrian Odyssey fans do
so
not
it's
like the
especially
dungeons.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice
Yep,
job.
and-
Wonder how 2 is so well received.
Two improves the dungeon design.
That makes
It's
sense.
not the dungeons are not like, it's not a nightmare to fucking avoid these FOEs, and they're actually fun to go through. There's a couple of issues with the difficulty. I think there's like the second boss is like annoyingly hard, but other than that, the actual dungeons are fun to go through, and they're not a chore
Nothing's hard on
to
baby
go
mode.
through, and they're paced way better. So you're not going to be slogging through these
More on
places
Persona
nearly
Q
as
next
much.
time.
That's true.
Well, we shouldn't say
so-
next time, because I'm going to throw our plans out
Yeah.
at the end of this.
Yeah, some of the stroll stuff is nice little fluff fan service, but it's not worth going through the game for me.
All right.
So I'm
that's all you
really
want to
negative
watch,
on that game.
Just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. That's true. Yep. So. Fuck
Okay,
you.
briefly
Fuck you.
touch on Dancing All Night. That's a good
Yosuke is
video
a great
game.
dancer.
Yosuke is a good dancer.
Yep. Very entertaining rhythm game. I like the little story mode. It's similar thing with Arena. It's mostly fluff, but it's fun. I like
they
that they kind of reuse
introduce-
the apathy syndrome idea.
They introduce
And
Konami Kitchen,
that
Those cute
Konami
girls.
Mashita.
yeah.
Risei's
yeah, which
social
Even though
they
she looks
can mention-
different than
Yeah.
it's fine.
Risei's
It's
social
fine.
link
I
kind
prefer.
of gives you an idea of who Konami is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you see
I
how
like-
she really is, and you're like, really, Risei? You're kind of jealous of that?
They didn't
she's
plan that
she's
far in
kind of a
advance.
dork. She is
They
a
have,
very lovable dork, but she's kind of a dork.
I like her though.
She's good.
Still has the best music of any of the dancing games.
Factual.
Yep.
The
love it.
implementation of the rhythm game stuff could be better.
Hmm.
They did not improve it with the new games, but that's fine. It just could be better. There's a lot of yellow, and the buttons are yellow. Sometimes it's hard to see, and you're like staring at both sides of the screen at the same time. It's just weird.
You gotta open your third, fourth, and fifth eyes for that. Consume
But
your
all in all,
Batman's knowledge.
it's still a pretty competent game. It's not even a hard platinum.
It's very easy.
It gives you
platinum.
items that you can just cheese the shit out of it.
That's true.
Yep. I put in way more time than I really should have. I think I put in over 100 hours in that one, just kind of replaying the songs over and over, trying to get perfects. It was a fun time. I enjoyed it. I know some people say it's a little bit rhythm game fans sometimes say it's a little bit too simple, too easy, but I don't know. I got a lot from
I
it.
don't trust rhythm
And,
game fans.
They're trying to make these
Mostly
games
'cause I
a little
can't
bit
do
more
what they
accessible
do.
because
It has nothing to do with the games or them as people. I'm jealous of them. That's what it is.
yeah. And, it's like they're trying to make these more accessible because they want Persona fans to be getting into it. And I haven't played, I don't play that many fighting games or rhythm games, but, they're fun to play,
Persona, I'll
easier
buy
to
it.
pick up. Yep.
That's how they suckered me more
So-
than once.
Yep. And they're going to sucker me again with P5S.
Yeah,
So,
but that game looks like a really proper continuation, so it's fine.
that is true. I'm really I'm really interested in that one. Yep. So,
Stay tuned for that.
All right.
yeah,
So,
so
let's go over our plans.
covers the spin-offs. I don't think the
long as
whole
I'm done.
Persona 4 milking thing.
Right, we gotta cover that.
I don't think it was milked more than
A
P3.
lot of the spin-offs are 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's P3 had. It also had a manga thing. It also had 4
it had
movies, and it
manga,
had
movies, so many mobile games.
yeah, and it's had 3 versions, which Persona 4 only has 2.
Outplayed.
And yeah, and
I
it
think
had
what
all
confuses
those
people
mobile
is
spin-offs
that,
that they had in Japan.
Like Ultimax and Arena are called Persona 4 Ultimax and Arena, but the 3 characters are there.
it's
This is
still-
it's
Bad
very
argument.
much
Yeah.
still a spin-off for both.
The 3 characters.
They're a huge
the
part
three
of it.
characters are
They're
major
huge.
parts of the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get their own storyline in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, and you can also play with them, and they have their own storyline in Persona 4 Arena. And they also have a dancing game,
It's not great.
and they also have a major part of Persona Q and Persona Q2. The argument that Persona 3 is more was not as milked as hard as Persona 4, I think that's inaccurate.
It's
I think it
incredibly
was milked
inaccurate.
more. I think it's milked more than Persona 4. But I think for the most part, all of the Persona games get spin-offs. So I don't understand why they single out titles like, oh, Persona 5 is bad, it's just being milked. It's a series. If you have an issue with it, then you would have to attribute it to all of the modern Persona games. So yeah.
Those other ones aren't going to get milked. There's no money to be made there. Also in canon,
So yeah,
they
maybe
didn't
not
happen
milked
or something.
more
I
than,
don't know.
but about as much. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think that about does it for Persona 4.
Yep.
Uh,
Great set of games,
they are. And
except for Q,
well,
but that's okay. We could pretend it didn't happen.
it's still canon somehow.
Still, but
I don't,
it
I don't
doesn't
know
matter.
how, but it is.
It doesn't matter.
You're right.
They all forget at the end. It
No.
doesn't matter.
While we would love to do Persona 5 shortly after this,
We have the Royal to cover.
We have to wait until Royal comes out.
And we also have to wait until P5S.
And Scramble, yes. So, Persona 5, not going to happen for a while. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, we're looking to do a video on our top 5 games of 2019.
Yep.
Maybe 10
Top
if we're feeling
number.
bold.
We'll get there when we get there. You'll see it.
Top,
Get
top
ready for the
blank.
Danganronpa one too.
And yeah, we are thinking about doing Danganronpa. And
Slide. Yeah.
I can feel my soul dying already.
Can't wait to cover Danganronpa 3.
We could do Zero Escape if I finish Zero Time Dilemma.
That's true. That's true.
We could
Yeah.
we could start covering cartoons and shit too. We could. I've wanted to
Airbender.
rewatch
Korra.
Avatar and Korra for a while
I need
now.
to rewatch those too. Yeah.
So we could watch those and do an episode on those.
Yep.
We
So
have a lot of options.
We'll We do, and hopefully it won't be 2 years until the next episode.
But
oh well, we can't. We have to do
No
the
promises.
games of 2019.
top games of 2019 in Danganronpa are definitely going to happen.
Yep. Stay tuned.
Or don't. But we hope you do.
Or don't.
Hopefully.
I think that's it. We should head out.
That's it.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Here's the best girl.